Hello and welcome back to the Sideskip Gaming Podcast, episode 63. I'm your host, Jake Burke, and joined, as always, by James St. Charles and Ted motherfucker Libby.
You've used that one before.
Damn it. Ted, Mean Man Libby.
Yeah,
That's a new one.
Nailed it. New one. All right, there we go.
Okay.
Mean Man
We need
Green.
new material, you guys.
Mean Man Green.
We're hitting the end of the road.
We're hitting the end of the road, Ted, because this is the Sideskip Gaming Podcast, episode 63, where every Monday morning a new episode goes live on YouTube.com, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Once a week, we Discord over 500 miles to talk about what games we are playing and a video game-related topic. This week, we're going to review Death's Door, the Acid Nerve independent game by Devolver Digital. And if you like the show, remember to like, subscribe, and share. And please tell your mother. Right, Ted?
No.
Nope.
But before we do any of that stuff, before you tell your mom, James, you and I have been playing a game that Ted hasn't touched.
No, yeah.
And you and I really haven't even talked about it. You know that I like it.
I know. We kept it private, yeah.
We kept it private. I want to know, James, broad strokes, what do you think of Acid Nerve's Death's Door?
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I think there's like one part in the game that I got to, like, at least one area, and it was like, man, I think Jake's gonna really like this area. It like really brought some like Zelda kind of like OOT type vibes.
Is there a water temple?
Well, there's people and sprites, and it's very like foresty and just really good atmosphere.
It's, we
that
talked
fairy forest from Zelda that I got confused in the Switch edition.
in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
The Switch edition of Zelda.
Come on. Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, it's also one of the great games of all time.
Okay, so y'all have to explain this to me because I know nothing.
Okay.
All right.
James, can I take it away or would you like to?
You take it away.
Death's Door, Ted, is a top-down Zelda-like game, very much like Link's Awakening or Link to the Past, where you are looking down on your character. And the game is solely focused on exploration and combat. And just going through these, basically, temples and getting your new ability for that temple, then doing another part of the temple with that ability, and then beating the boss.
Mm-hmm.
It is
and
literally...
it's a puzzle as well, like not just like fighting enemies.
Yeah.
So
That sounds like Zelda.
it's
It
basically
is
Zelda,
Zelda.
but with like a twinge of like Dark Souls, like at the very end. Like in the beginning, it's like too easy and it's not very much.
Yeah,
very much like Zelda throughout
the Dark Souls inspiration is more in the story rather than the gameplay, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yes. Yeah, it's not difficult.
So it's like
Until the
Zelda,
end,
but
probably.
it doesn't make sense.
No.
The
The story,
makes less sense.
The story is very simplistic, as you are a crow or a raven. I think you're a crow. Not a
You're
raven.
Crow, yeah.
You're
They
a
call you Crow.
And your goal among the crow people is to go into this world and hunt souls of the people that should have died. You have immortality, and your boss also has immortality, and you are just going through, and you are like basically the Reaper, the Grim Reaper, and you are going through and like reaping souls. You then go to take your first big soul of the day, and it gets lost, and someone steals it, and you follow this other crow, this very old crow that has stolen your soul, and that launches you on this adventure to go to these 3 places and get new souls, and then stuff unravels from there.
What they're called? Are they called Big Souls? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
they're called Big Souls, I think they're called.
Yeah,
And the whole game, while you're going through the story, though, Ted, is a lot like Zelda, where there are tons of secrets. There are like little areas where if you like walk around a corner, the whole camera shifts, and then it is revealed a new pathway that leads to a shrine that gives you more health. Or like,
did you ever play Fez, Jake?
Yes.
It kind of when it did that shift, like you would do it in Fez, but it reminded me of that. Like a new area would show up, and it was kind of like a mysterious door, and you would. It was it's pretty great.
And so Death's Door is basically that premise, and it is a 8-hour game. I think the campaign. I think I beat it in like 8.5 hours.
Mm-hmm. That's rare. Yeah.
And then I went back and did a bunch of the post game stuff, and did that for another 3 hours, and had like a blast with it.
What's the post game stuff?
You unlock
stuff you missed.
I didn't get too much into it.
Yeah,
I only just made it night. If that's a hint, that's all I did.
Yeah, so you like make it night, and that like unlocks some more parts of the world.
Got it.
Not
cool.
like parts, as little bits of the areas of the map, but also there is like another collectible to get like the true ending. So, but that also comes with like 100% of the secrets. The game, I would say, the strong part of this game is 100% the exploration. It's like really fun to be this little crow and explore.
Are you actually a crow? Do you
yeah.
fly?
Yeah.
Are you
No.
an
No.
animal?
No, you're a little crow with a little sword.
Yeah, you're like a Link Crow, basically.
You are like a link crow, and there's 4 other weapons you can find in the world.
Oh, what weapon did you use, by the way?
I used the large greatsword.
Oh,
The last one you
Yeah,
could
but
get.
what are the other 3 weapons?
So you start with a starting sword. What did you use, James? Did you
I
use
used
little daggers?
the dual blade, yeah, daggers, yeah.
So there's a starting sword, Ted. There is an umbrella that is just worse than every weapon. It's just fundamentally the stats are worse than everything, which I think is really funny. There is a dual wield like rogue daggers, and then there is a large like thunder hammer, and then a giant greatsword.
Okay.
And each of them is like found throughout the world like a collectible, and then you get to use it in combat as you see fit. So you use the daggers, James.
Yeah, because they reminded me of like in WoW, like those God, Ted, you're gonna have to help me with this. The Demon Hunter 2 sites kind of thing.
Oh yeah, the Illidan's Glade.
Illidan's, yeah,
I feel-
Illidan's, yeah.
I don't know what they're
Weapons.
actually called.
I forgot. I always like see them, but yeah, those
Right,
are like
right.
that's basically like the effect they have. They have like a green kind of like
Okay. Were you prepared to
fell type effect, and they are like so they. I mean, the weapons are just like some of them are just like base damage, and then you get this amount of swings, like, and that's like how many consecutive times you can hit it. These ones, it's like you do 0.8 damage and you get 6 swings, and it's like pop, 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 pop. I just like the ability like just to hit really fast, and then some of them like the hammer, it's like slow but more damage. So
Yeah, the
that's
great
fun.
sword hits like twice as hard as the regular sword, but you only get 2 swings.
Yeah, so it's like you just get your damage in and then you get out. Oh, one more thing. Why I think this is more like Dark Souls, well, a little bit, is just the roll is like a really big thing, and it's also like time based. Like you can see with some enemies, like you have to really time your roll, like because you can't go too fast. If you're like off point, you'll get hit. It's really a really powerful mechanic.
There's a really great dodge mechanic in this game.
Yeah,
it's just
so
a simple
good.
roll, but it's like the way that it's used, like James was saying, like that timing of certain enemies.
I
is
loved
really
it.
fun.
Like I was just like, man, I was like, it's like playing like guitar or something, like hitting a note perfectly.
Yeah, is it like Dark Souls where this game is very punishing if you don't get good at dodging and hitting at that precise time?
No, but I would say that there are certain areas that are very punishing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt that way as well, James, but I felt like in the later temples there are certain
the later definitely like it ramps up.
Yeah.
You definitely get way more punished. Especially if like you could roll off the edge or somewhere. Like
yeah, that sucks. There is a boss, I think, like the mini boss before the main boss is the hardest boss I've played in a video game in a long time.
The mini boss for the main boss is the hardest boss.
Fucking frustrated the hell out of me.
Yeah, I was like, man, this main boss fight is like making that one look like a breeze.
Yeah.
Right.
I do think this game, Death's Door, is really creative in how the bosses play out. I don't know, James, if you felt this way as well, but there are a lot of almost like puzzle-based aspects to the boss, like a Zelda game. But even
the second boss, especially.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of. You fight a boss that not only attacks you, but utilizes certain moves to disrupt the map that you are on, like the playing field,
like
the boss
arena,
arena. The arena. There you go. And I think that is really unique to this. It very much feels like Link's Awakening. And it is an homage to like old Zelda games for sure. But I also feel like in the later areas, like the final boss is done in a lot of phases, and it's not only just a combat boss, there's a lot of traversal. And like that was really fun that you're really using like everything you've learned.
I love that.
To get up
like,
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there you unlock like 4 different pieces of equipment. And each of those equipment also have like an upgrade to it, which I thought was really fun too.
Oh yes, yeah, I really like that.
Like, oh shit, I get some upgrades to this? Okay.
Yeah. Like the bomb upgrade's great.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it definitely is a great game when you gear yourself, okay, I'm gonna explore this area. If you're just mainlining it, you might not get a lot out of it. If it's just like, I'm gonna go through all the areas. But looking at like the clever puzzles, and then also, James, there's some wacky side characters in this game.
Oh yeah. I really like I can't remember the bard. The bard is great.
Yes.
Like where he follows you. Yeah, I really like the bard.
There's a whole temple where this bard is like following you to write his great next song, and he's like, whew, man, this is a hard temple. Really glad you're here to like do it for me. I'm getting some great stuff. It's like really cute. And I told you guys last time about Pothead. There's a man.
I like Pothead. Yeah.
Whose head was turned into a pot, trying to achieve immortality. And the best part, Ted, is at one point he's like telling you his whole story, and like he has soup in his head, and soup is like flopping out of him. And then the conversation ends, and he looks at the crow, and he holds out a spoon, and he goes, "You want some soup?" And the crow just goes. So there's really fun like wacky humor. There is a like a little bar area, like a revelry area called the Stranded Sailor, which is like where there's like a bar and like an outpost. And there is the patron of the bar, the owner of the bar, has a squid that is connected to him, controlling him. Nice. And it's just like wacky shit like that in this game, and it's just like weird characters that really like liven this world, not lively this world. But I really dig Death's Door.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah,
like
and,
probably one of the best games I played this year so far.
Oh yeah, I think easily for me
it
is the best game. I think
well polished and
I
fun
think
experience.
The biggest thing for me about Death's Door that makes it so great is that it's $20.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't even. If you pre-ordered it on Steam, I don't know somewhere else, it was like 17.
Yeah, that's
it
what I
was
got
even
for.
cheaper. Yeah. So it's
What, Ted?
got
All this talk of pre-ordering.
Yeah, but like
Have we learned nothing?
The review came
deal.
out, and then I pre-ordered it that night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did we just lose James?
Yeah, and those. Let's hope. Honestly,
I'm here.
no, I'm kidding. No, those Steam deals usually last about a first week of release and stuff. But that's cool.
It's a great game, and Ted, I would actually really recommend this game to you if you have $20. I think it's a great game. I think you will really enjoy it for liking a lot of like Supergiant kind of games and a lot of like that indie core. It really scratches that itch for like 8.5 hour experience. I've done it. I'm feeling great.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems
And
very
good combat, just really fun enemies, creative puzzles, like not too hard, but just very creative. Like, man, there's some areas in like the first, like I guess like the first boss area you go to, and in the mansion, I was just having a ball with like how great like some of the puzzles were in.
Yeah.
The exploration.
Yeah.
And then also it's like some areas. Oh, good.
Is it punishing? Dark Souls is punishing. Dark Souls.
No.
If you get to the almost end and you die, you reset the whole thing. Is there not like that?
You collect souls. Like you can collect souls like from like enemies, and they give you like 1 or 2 souls, and you don't lose them if you die. Like you just keep them forever.
Oh,
you use those souls, you can go back to like your main area. It's funny. It reminds me of like kind of like a government, like old style.
It very much is like a DMV-esque building.
Yeah, and you go and talk to like the head crow there, and you could get upgrades for your melee damage, dodge, magic, like stuff like that, and they cost souls, and you just go and farm some souls, and it's good.
Yeah, I think it's great. I really can't recommend it enough. I think it's a phenomenal game and just a stellar job by these like it's really made by 2 people with like private contracting work sparkled in.
Basically, yeah.
Also, just a thing that we haven't really talked about, the music, James, in this game. I was
about to bring that up. The music is just the perfect amount of like it's not too crazy. It just gives that atmosphere. Just
give me a genre. Give me a general template. Synthwave?
No. Like
dubstep.
Piano study type, maybe even like a little old school like Zelda OOT. Like I can like picture some like not too crazy, but just like some chill areas. That's the thing is the boss music is good too.
Okay.
Yeah, orchestral,
a lot of guitar, a lot of like there are some times in this game where like the music, when you're like in the zone and the music's like really cooking, and it's like this perfect meld of a game. Like rarely do games get that like perfect moment, and I feel like Death's Door with its music and like the sound, the score, and like when that heavy guitar kicks in and stuff, like it's not like rock and roll, but it's close to that, and it feels like you're moving with the music. It feels great,
and it's not overwhelming. Like it does a great thing that I think like Last of Us does too. It enhances what you're doing. Like enhances the gameplay, enhances the story, enhances the art, like the beauty of the game. The game looks great, like in the style, and it's not something that's just like pointed. But I can still hear the songs in my head. Like it's just like that memorable, and really, I don't know, the atmosphere. Like they nailed it. Like it's exactly like what the game was trying for. Like I could see like someone really spent a lot of time like dialing in what they wanted this game to be and how it feels. So
and it also does like a weird thing that I like when fiction does, when it like they create a world but they don't answer every question. Like there is it's not really a spoiler because it's just like a minor thing, but there is a way to get down to like the forest like swamp area, and it is a like tram system, but it's just this giant beast that is like crawling on a rope upside down, and hanging below it is like a basket. and
Right.
you light a torch, and the thing like comes like, and
Yeah,
then like you just
exactly.
hop on it, and it goes back down, and they never talk about it. They're
Right.
never like,
Yeah,
oh, you met old
you-
Grunty or something. No, it's just like this is
You
it.
never learn about this guy, and then you see him like at the end of the game too, just like waving with the other people. So it's like, who
He's
is
the main
this
character?
Yeah.
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 Good.
James, do you have anything you didn't like about Death's Door?
Actually, there's one thing. So after you beat the first boss was kind of difficult. Second boss was just way too easy. Like you probably beat it like one or two tries
Yeah.
if you weren't like too good at it. But then by the third boss, it like really ramps up. Like you gotta have your
Mm-hmm.
skills dialed in. Like if that one you're not practicing your dodge rolling like too good, you'll get crushed.
Yeah.
And then from there, I think we were talking about this, like the next boss after that, which is like a mini boss. It felt like a Dark Souls fight at that point. I was like, okay, this is the Dark Souls.
Yeah,
That's
I died like a dozen times on that. The second final boss.
It was like taking forever, and then I just,
At one point, I was like, I put the controller down. I was like, how does this guy take this many hits? I don't understand. Cool thing too about how
that's
they
also
do.
I was like, do I need to level up? Am I under leveled?
Yeah, what's happening? Yeah, I guess like that's the thing too to talk about leveling really quick. But a thing they do too, Ted, that's really cool with like damage, is the more you damage. There's never health bars, but the more you damage an enemy, the more like cracks they have, and like it's like these red cracks throughout the whole body.
Yeah.
And that's like how you can see your damage progressing. So like when you get a boss and he's like basically all red, you know like I'm about to kill this guy. So I think like it's really cool when you can hide, like Dead Space we talked a little bit about, maybe actually offline, but like I love when you can see on the back of like your character in Dead Space, like that's your health. Like the when they incorporate like a health meter into a game is really cool. Yeah, and then just leveling up I think is pretty simple. You gather coins that are souls, but they're basically just coins that you pick up, and then you can trade them in to get like damage, speed, slashes, or magic. And that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Like nothing else to it.
No.
You can collect items that just lay on your lay. I haven't found anything useful for them. They just sit on your desk. You can see them whenever you go back.
You
Do they do
can
anything?
talk to certain people and nothing happens. It's just like different dialogue. They'll be like, "Oh, you found my book."
Oh, okay.
That's it.
All right. I was like, do these items do anything?
No.
They just clicked on the desk.
Yeah, there's like 2 shiny items that actually do something.
Oh, I got a question. What
Yeah.
did you think about like the heal mechanic in the game?
Yeah. So okay. So
Define heal mechanic.
yes. So you have you start out with 4 little gems of health. I guess it's like you 4
Like
hits.
4 hearts.
Yeah. And you can find these like pots throughout the game, and if you take a seed that you can find around the map, and you put a seed in
seed.
the pot, it becomes like a health flower, and you can eat it, and that gives you full health. I actually really like this mechanic. There are 2 things. Sometimes it's better to just kill yourself and spawn at the door. I don't know if you
True.
ever do this, but
Yes. Yeah, I did. Too.
there are no
Or go to the door.
checkpoints. You just spawn at like the doors that are basically portals throughout the map, and you like enter a door to the swamp.
The death's door.
Death's Door, exactly. And so you can basically just kill yourself and spawn back in at the door, or you can run around and find these pots to heal yourself in. A thing the game I think kind of leaves out, James, and if you do go back for the end game content, it's probably going to
Yeah, I
frustrate
think
you.
I am. Yeah.
You need to plant every seed.
Oh, every single one.
And I thought they were going to be like a really conservative resource, like in Dark Souls, where like you got your potions, and you're like, I got to make sure I don't use
Yeah, I
all
was
my potions.
conserving all of them.
Me too. I like saved all of them, and I was like, I got through that area without using a health seed. And then it goes back, and it's like, hey, plant every health seed in the game, and then you're good. And you're like, fuck, I could have done this.
Right.
I have 25 health seeds.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't save them. Use them a lot. You'll find plenty of them. But I thought it was a cool mechanic. There is a sense of like challenge when you're at 1 health and you're like, I gotta get through this area with 1 health.
Yeah.
So like
I like that too. I was like, damn, I gotta like dodge all this stuff. It gets.
yeah, it builds the tension in a great way without making the enemies too hard.
Yeah.
James, I have one last question for you. I think we've talked a lot about Death's Door. Is this your game of the year so far?
I think it beats out Village.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it
it
is.
beats out Returnal for me by a hair.
Wow.
It's really good. It's a great game.
But I don't think it will be like. I'm hoping it's not. It might not even be top 3 by the end of the year. Like judging by the games that are coming out.
I don't think it will be as well. I don't.
Yeah.
People are saying this is like the next Hades, and it's great.
No,
it's
no,
not the
no.
next Hades.
It's not the next Hades. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's a great game, and since it's kind of a drought right now, I think it's a great time to play this game. It's 8 hours. It feels great.
That's the other thing. Like people were
fun.
talking about the time. It's the perfect amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Any more, and you'll break your controller.
What is it available on?
It is available on
Usual
PC and Xbox, and that's it.
Oh, no PlayStation.
It's gonna come to PlayStation and Switch. They just can't say that yet.
This is perfect for Switch.
Yeah.
By the way. Yeah.
And I would assume next year or something it will be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
But it's not there to launch. So I think Devolver doesn't want everything they publish to be on Game Pass to not give that impression of what they are. So that I think is kind of this testing ground for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the game's done pretty well. 100,000 copies sold. Is that through Steam or is that through Xbox?
Through everything. They logged in the first week. They got 100,000 players.
That's
is
very
great.
good for an indie.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ted, do you have any questions about it, or you wanna move on from Death's Door?
No, you guys explained it quite well.
Thank you.
I think there is this space for Zelda likes, and when people say Zelda likes, they mean that SNES and NES version of Zelda, which I have never even touched. I thought Zelda was a 3D game growing up. That's just me.
Yeah.
But as a Zelda like in that sense. And so there's this little sub genre, and this seems to fall right into that.
Yeah.
Puzzly dungeons and this kind of top-down exploration.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of fun.
Interesting characters. Yeah.
Plus,
it's just
it wouldn't be a Devolver game without some weird shit, which
it's got it in
I adore.
spades.
One day Devolver Digital's going to make a very normal game, and I'm going to be so upset.
I'm looking forward to that because it'll still be fucking weird. It'll be like so weird how realistic it is. It's all about disappointment with your credit score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I one last before
thing?
we move on. But what did you think about like the different mob types? Like some of them would like roll, some of them would just disappear and like shoot, and then you could like use like hit them back. Like you had to like fight them differently, like based on the type. What do you think about that aspect, especially in the boss rush type?
Yeah, and like where you just get like stuck in that avarice area and you have to like do these like horde modes. I thought the enemy types were great, and what I really like about it, I don't think there are too many, and I don't think like it sounds so stupid. It's like Goldilocks syndrome. I think this game just does that perfectly well. It just gets everything like just right on the size of stuff. Like there's enough enemies to not like be boring, but there aren't like 6 enemies. You know, like. Or there aren't 100 where you're like, shit, what does this guy do? I forget.
Exactly. It's like, what is this guy gonna do?
Yeah.
Or if there's a different type, it's like, okay, I know this person's gonna like shoot flames or something like that.
Yeah, like there's a wizard. There's 6 SKUs of wizards. We know what the wizards do. It's cool. I thought it was great. I really think the game is balanced very well.
It's very about
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see a lot of like room for.
That's the best thing about it. Is like I don't see a room where you can just like be overpowered and destroy everything.
Right.
Everything is a challenge. Like, and it'll forever be a challenge. So
yeah, I think that even playing through like one of the enemies that just James and people have played the game that gives me tons of trouble and I've beaten the game and have full damage is the big giant knight with like the mace
with the spear, and then it like switches it and then like
Oh yeah, that guy too. But no, there's the big guy with the mace one, and he
the one who jumps on you and like hits like 3 times.
Fuck that guy. That's all I gotta say about him. He eats my lunch every day. So yeah, it's a great game. It's got a lot of. What did you think of the enemies? Did you like them, James?
I loved them. Yeah, I was like, there wasn't too many. I was trying to like remember like one of them. I just really can't remember, but it's one of the pot ones. Remember like the pot with like
the one that spins? Yeah.
Oh, sometimes that was annoying, but
yeah. Did you fight the big one? The big spinning one?
Yeah, the big spinning one. Yep.
That guy. Yeah, that guy sucked. Yeah, it's a great game, Ted. I really.
It's a great game. That guy sucks. Okay, let's.
All right, Ted. We're gonna kind of combine our before we go segment with what you've been playing and all that jazz. I want you to tell me about Splitgate. You've been trying to get me to play Splitgate. James told me he won't play Splitgate. So tell me what Splitgate is. Tell me about it.
James is a professional weenie.
I've played Splitgate.
James, the weenie man.
I played it before it became big.
That's not what my battle tag says. Yeah. So
battle tag.
I checked out Splitgate. Purely off of curiosity. I saw I think it was a Reddit post, maybe a Twitter post, I don't know, that just said Splitgate developers happy as could be that their game broke the servers for concurrent players. And I clicked on it and I was like, what the hell is Splitgate? I've never even heard of this. Is this upcoming? Clicked on it. First comment, first whatever, was just like, it's Halo plus Portal. And I just sat there for the rest of the day going, okay, that sounds fun. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. So I downloaded it, played it on my Xbox Series X. You guys, this game is a Halo plus Portal.
Yes.
Wait, whoa. Reddit didn't lie?
No, I was ready for like a cheap knockoff at best.
No.
This game, so start it up, starts you up in a tutorial right away, super quick, just like run, jump, shoot, throw a portal. So the way it works, I'll explain it to you really briefly, is the movement and shooting mechanics is Halo, straight up. It is clearly developed by people who grew up playing Halo on a couch and were just like, we know what to do. That being said, it's all a little bit faster and snappier.
Okay.
So if you're thinking about Halo, there's a jetpack, so you kind of get this double jump. You can jump
Ted,
A to Halo jump.
Ted, there was a
hold A to-
jetpack in Halo Reach.
Yeah, but shut up. It was a selectable item and it was really it was slow. This is very quick. It's almost like
Okay.
the double jump from Doom.
Oh, cool.
And so, but everything is a little bit faster. All of your weapons aim down sights because we live in 2021. And everything just is a little quicker on the Halo side of things. You move a little faster, you switch weapons a lot faster. And if you're playing on an Xbox controller, which I was doing, the controls are 1-for-1 Halo, except your left bumper and your right bumper control your two portals. You know, your purple portal and your yellow portal. And then your right D-pad and your left D-pad cancel those portals.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so you can go. So then it it teaches you those mechanics, and then it just throws you in the game. And so I started up a game, and I think because they just celebrated breaking 500,000 concurrent players after spending 2 years on and off in betas with about 20,000 players, and then they just exploded here in the month of July. I was really good. There were a lot of there are a lot of people who have never played Halo before.
And I gotta say, guys, just the audience at Skyscape, I've played a lot of Halo with Ted, and Ted is consistently third place in Halo. He's just if our team's popping off, I've got 20 kills, James got 15, Ted's got 10, the other guy's got 6. It's just amazing. He's right there.
I feel like I'm pretty good at Halo now, and I feel even better playing this. This game is crossplay. Their most recent beta, they're calling it a beta, but the game's a free-to-play game that's technically been out for years, so I don't know why they're calling it a beta.
Years,
This capital B beta was to test out crossplay.
Okay.
So I was playing with people on PC, I was playing with people on PlayStation, and it's Halo.
Were you playing on a controller?
I was playing on a controller, yes. And I was playing exactly like Halo. Maps are very similar. They're small. They're it's a combination of hallways and large kind of areas to do firefights. And it's so much fun. What makes it so fun is that the portals just add another layer
of cheese.
Of cheese, exactly. So I got into a fun mode where I would place a portal in an open area, very obvious, and then I would place a portal nearby, like in viewing distance, but kind of off to the little quieter. And so I would wait by my first portal, and someone would see me and start shooting me, and I'd whoop through it, and they would walk up to the portal to follow me, and I would look at them, walk up to my portal, and just shoot them. And that kind of cheese makes for such good hijinks.
So people can go through your portals.
People can go through other people's portals,
other
which is
teams
really,
and everything. Yeah.
Other teams, friendly teams.
Okay.
It's a bait.
Which makes it really fun because you can cancel your portal, so you can jump through your own and then cancel it right behind you and get away.
That's cool.
It is so much fun, and I think it's so much fun because they took Halo and then took out a lot of the things that you might dislike about it. It's slow, it's sluggish, and they made it very speedy, very snappy. And then they threw in, 1-for-1 portals from the game Portal, and it's fantastic. You can't place portals everywhere, so the maps are kind of strategic in that sense. There are places on the map,
just like regular Portal.
Yeah, exactly, kind of like regular Portal. So you can't just do it anywhere. And so I bet you there's a lot of really interesting strategy. You can tell there are portal, walls that are high up for you to kind of get some physics involved. Yeah.
Like Portal, can you shoot through your portal?
Yes.
Very cool.
That's like,
and so when you get killed regularly, it's just like Halo. Your body falls ragdoll style, and it kind of boop down and countdown. If you get shot through a portal, there's a kill cam, which I thought was very neat.
Love that.
So you get to see like how someone killed you, which is very cool.
Because you'd be pissed.
Yeah, and the game, it's a lot more like an arena shooter in that it's not about picking guns up off the ground, kind of like in Halo. It's everyone starts with an assault rifle and then you find the needler and you pick up the needler. This seems very much focused on their modes. So in battle rifle mode or whatever, team SWAT, team deathmatch, everyone's going to have the same thing, and there's not really anything on the map. So it is just about your skill. Everyone's kind of balanced in that way.
Okay.
I think there's usually like a rocket launcher in the middle of the map, which is the same rocket launcher. It's 2 shots and then you reload.
Love it.
Yeah, it's great. It is. I was going back and forth as I was playing. Like, is this just copying Halo or is this a love letter to Halo? And I think I've landed on the fact that it's a love letter to Halo. It's very fun. I highly recommend it. Apparently, as of a couple minutes ago, you can't play it because their servers have crashed. It has exploded in popularity this month.
Yeah, well, the game was supposed to be officially released next month, and they've delayed it indefinitely to figure these out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they got funding to support, and it could be big. Here's the thing that they're going to do. They're going to fight Halo Infinite, which is also going to be free and also going to be like similar. Yep. So I don't know if they want to try and compete. This is the time. People are looking for something to play. Halo MCC just like really like fell flat. It was broken, and they haven't super fixed it or like got everyone back to play.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's going back to play old games. We're just not doing that right now.
So that's what I wanted to ask. James can also jump in on this, but Splitgate, is it we're in the moment right now? Splitgate's got the Reddit post, so everybody's playing it, or is Splitgate a game that's going to continue and people are going to play it?
That's a great question.
It's the question. I think if Halo Infinite gets delayed, this could really fill a niche that people want, which is Halo. And then it also has the nice fun aspect, which is Portal. I think if they do like custom games or custom maps, that's where this game like really takes off, because I think a custom lobby, and it seems like if they're gonna like increase the server load and actually throw some money at this, they need to start getting paid too. It's free right now, so I'm wondering what the price is going to be for when it comes out.
It's a full free to play game with a free to play store. Everything's cosmetic. They have a battle pass. They have loot boxes. It's very in that
Fortnite-y.
modern vein. It's very Fortnite-y. And none of it is abusive or aggressive. It's all just cosmetic fun stuff. And it kind of has this air of not low budget, but like you can tell that they don't have the big bucks, they don't have big investment. Like all of the skins and stuff are kind of janky in a fun way. But it is a lot of fun. If it can exist with Halo, I think is totally up to Halo. It's one of these things where like this could be a game that just gets people hyped for Halo, and then Halo comes out and everyone plays that. Or Halo comes out and people go, oh yeah, this is a little bit slow and sluggish. That other game is fast and snappy. That Portal thing was a lot of fun and really changed up the way multiplayer arena shooters work. This doesn't have it. I have to run everywhere, and that's really lame.
You fly through that game. It's similar to like Quake or Unreal Tournament, like where you can zoom by with your portal.
Yeah, because the game starts and then you just bloop your portal right in front of you, and then bloop the other side of the map, and then you're at where they're spawning already. So it really kind of changes up the game in that sense.
Yeah, it gets crazy and hectic too sometimes. So.
Yeah, it's
just
a lot of fun. There's a huge influx of people, so everyone's playing it right now. Not everyone isn't like
a lot.
There are a lot of people playing it, so there's plenty of games to be found. The oddball from the oddball match is a disco ball. That's very cool.
That's neat.
That's pretty fun.
Creative.
Yeah, the whole thing is kind of sorta centered around this future sport, which I will always be down for.
Love that.
So the deathmatch ticker, the kill count is on a scoreboard on every single map, no matter what.
That's cool though.
It's very cool.
It's like Apex Legends had that theme of like, this is a tournament, and it was really fun.
Yeah. So there's like 2 maps that just feel straight out of that are just a Covenant spaceship, and then every other map is like an arena with a scoreboard and a crowd. It's great.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm very excited for them to continue to develop it and to hopefully see it grow, because I think it deserves attention.
Well, let's play some Splitgate this weekend, Ted.
Yeah. Also, supposedly the developers are based out of Lake Tahoe, California.
That's what I was gonna say. Like they're local.
Not far from you.
But they had this idea for a long time. Like it's been in beta for 2 years. But just like you work on something long enough, and then eventually, like I think definitely like getting the console crossover support recently.
Yeah, crossplay definitely helped. Getting it on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X.
Yeah, that's where it needed to be. That type of game. Like it was on PC starting out, and it was just like people. It was pretty big, like not too big, but people played it, and then it was like, okay, I understand. And then,
well, that's the funny thing is like it feels so good on a controller. I think they're a little generous with the auto aim, and they're basing it off of Halo already. But just playing it with the controller feels so freaking good. in a way that I haven't felt in a long time. I felt for a very long time that mouse and keyboard was superior to controller, and this was the first game where I was like, hell yeah, dude, controllers are fun. Like you click that left stick and you just zoop right on their head and you bet.
Wow.
Auto aim it right on.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Very
I
cool.
highly recommend. Everyone should check it out.
Okay. I'll have to check
It's
out
free.
Splitgate.
It's free.
It's literally free.
Yeah, but it costs your time, Ted.
Costs
You
the
could-
energy.
So worth
You
the
could be
time.
jumping in the gate or you could be dropping in the zone. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh, we know where James wants to be. He wants to be in the zone.
Yes.
James, before we go, what do you have to say? Do you have any topic?
What do I have to say for myself?
Yeah, what do you got to say?
Topic?
I don't know. What do you got for me?
No, I got nothing for you.
Wow.
I'm out.
He's tapped out. Death Store
I
was it.
spent it out. Yep.
Wow, that's right.
I spent all my energy
This
on
guy
Death Stores.
responded to the text, "Do you want to play Splitgate?" with no, and then doesn't bring anything to the table.
You know what? That's a power move by that man down there. It's a power move. Yeah, he knows what he wants.
Yeah. You know what? Why I don't want to play? Because the servers are down. Let's go.
Boom, let's drop in the zone.
True, that's true.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, my one more thing, before I go, or whatever we're calling this, I just wanted to recommend if you haven't watched Ted Lasso on Apple Plus, you should 1000% watch Ted Lasso on Apple TV Plus because it's a fantastic show. Have you watched it, James?
No, what's Ted Lasso? Explain Ted Lasso.
I am so
He's-
jealous of you.
He's messing with you.
What?
He's seen it. I see it on his eyes. He knows exactly what
You seen Ted Lasso, James?
He's
You
been
fucking with me?
following
You
Jason
fucking with me?
Sudeikis for the past 10 years.
Wow. You a big Jay Sudeikis fan? Ted Lasso is based on an old NBC commercial when they try to get the Premier League to be a big deal in the United States, where Ted Lasso is an American football coach that goes over to a Premier League team to teach British football. And they have taken this concept and made it an Apple TV Plus show where a woman inherits the team in a divorce from her husband. And he loved this team more than anything, and this is what she got in the divorce. And she wants to burn it to the ground. So she hires Ted Lasso, an American football coach, to be the coach of this British football club. And
We're talking about soccer football.
yeah, soccer football.
Okay.
Football.
Okay. At
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
I was thinking, okay, American football coach going to teach
No.
British.
British
Like, hell
football.
yeah.
And
Damn
he
it.
knows nothing of football. But what he does know and what he's good at is getting the best out of people. And he uses like positivity in like an amazing way. And in a world where a lot of our comedies are based on like, my friend's a fucking idiot, how funny is that? Ted Lasso is so sincere and like the comedy is so, have you watched it, Ted?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah.
I'm up to date.
Yeah, the comedy is so sincere and like heartfelt that like the optimism of this show is like palpable. Like as you watch it, you can't help but just feel like, God, there is fucking good in this world. Even though it's like a TV show that's like so obviously a TV show, like it's so sincere and positive. It's beautiful. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso, the whole first season is one of probably my favorite shows ever, just for how good that first season is. And the first episode of the second season, just as fucking good. Hold on, my cat's trying to go to the bathroom.
Jason Sudeikis is this Midwestern optimist who just you get this feeling that he just never learned how to be a dick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he just was always brought up to be good, and that's just how he is, and it's whatever. So good at it.
He's so good.
He's so good at just being positive and trying to help everybody, and it works.
Like the only really negative thing in this show from Ted Lasso is that he hates tea, and he thinks the British are like fucking with people, because like it's really he's like, we all know tea's just like muddy brown water, right? Like it's so great, and he like keeps talking about it. James, I can't recommend the show to you enough.
Sounds good.
I know it's on the worst streaming service ever, which is Apple TV Plus,
I don't know how
No,
I'm gonna
not
ever
even.
get to it.
but it's great.
I was going to say it's a little restrictive if you don't have an Apple product.
Yeah, but I'll figure it out. We'll hook you up.
Yeah,
It's great.
Send me an Apple product.
it's a very good show. It's a very good show to make you just feel better about the world.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
phenomenal. Can't recommend it enough. Ted Lasso season 2, new episodes every Friday. I'll be taking my check, Apple. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the 63rd episode of the Sidescape Gaming Podcast. That's Ted, that's James, I'm Jake, and we will see you next week.